Hello and welcome to the Rock Your Voice podcast. Vocal coaching tips that will transform your voice, interviews that will inspire, industry guidance, and so much more. Without further ado, let's get on with the show. Hello, and welcome to today's episode. I want to talk a bit about vocal rehab, about how your body ties into what your voice is capable of, based on my experience today. First off, I would like to address the fact that I if you're watching the video or not, I will describe this for you. My hair is on its own mission today, and I kind of look like if middle-aged Hermione Granger landed a lead role in Dynasty. That's how I describe this hairstyle. We shall not dwell for too long on that topic. Yes, today I had a fantastic visit with my new chiropractor. For those of you that don't know, this time last year I was actually training with one of my mentors, Mindy Pack, in Salt Lake City, and had an incredible experience with Mindy and also Karen Tietze. I don't know how to say that. Ingo Tietze's niece, Tietze, I think that's the way we say it. Like literally the genetics in that family know voice. They know everything that there is to know voice. If you want to see and learn from some voice specialists, that's the family. Anyways, Karen and Mindy walked us through an incredible session in Salt Lake City where we scoped people who were having some muscular issues or some pain along with some voice issues. And we saw the scope, saw what was going on in the voice. Then they had some massage or, a bit of body work. And then we scoped again right away. So we're talking like within a period of say 40 minutes, scope, body work, scope. And the difference in the voice and the mechanism after seeing the scope was just insane. So anyways, this morning I went to a new chiropractor local to me in a small town named Olds in Alberta. Brilliant guy. I've had a really hard time finding a chiropractor who matched the skills of my guy in South Calgary. Shout out Dr. Wagner. You are amazing. Jesse is the guy in Olds with Mountain View Health and Fitness, I believe. Anyways, I'll check. I'll put links in the notes, or just ask me if you're looking for a good chiro. It's hard to find really, really good ones, but he did a lot of muscle manipulation, and you actually get a bit of massage work with a massage therapist before they start working on the chiro side of things here in Olds, which I love, because I've seen other people who literally just put you on a bed and then tap you with a few things, and then that'll be $150. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow or day after. And it's just like, what is happening here? Anyways, that's my chiropractic rant. But the good thing is when you do have a good chiro and everything is in alignment, your voice is going to perform so much better. My voice was real janky on the way out there. It felt really locked up. It felt like I was really kind of struggling for flexibility in my voice. It's still not perfect. And this is due to a lack of restraint, responsibility, and doing as I say, not as I do, at the CMABs last weekend, where we were all very excited to see each other and celebrate and have a good time at the kickoff and after party. My gosh, my hair, I can't even. Anyways, so I want to walk you through a few things, and I'm coming in cold here, fresh off the chiro bed. And I want to do some voice stuff here with you just to kind of show that you don't necessarily need a keyboard to follow scales all the time. And these exercises are going to help just to build a bit more flexibility, test things out, make sure your things are feeling good. If your voice is really shot, sometimes it can be inflammation that's residual from being sick. Sometimes it can be actually like maybe you are sick and you shouldn't be singing. Maybe it is strain, maybe it is damage. There's so many different factors. Usually it's just a little bit of strain or inflammation that can be worked around. Don't panic. Obviously take the necessary precautions, but don't completely freak out and panic that you're never going to be able to sing again if one day your voice isn't feeling as awesome as it usually does. These are some things that you can kind of test out to make sure that things are going to be okay and see where your voice is at. Maybe just like when you have muscle tension, it is just a matter of kind of stretching things out, warming things up really gently, taking some good care to sort of reinstate flexibility and movement. So these exercises are going to do just that. So if you had a large previous evening, as my friend Meg used to say, if you've had a large previous evening and perhaps your voice isn't feeling great, or you've been overusing your voice in ways that you don't feel good about and your voice is feeling tired, or maybe you are recovering from sickness, make sure that stay aware that if you are sick, you'll start to feel better for about a week before the voice is completely back to it again. So the body and your brain and the brain fog and everything's going to go long before the voice is ready to spring back into action. So just be really mindful that you don't jump back into hardcore singing. And I don't just mean hardcore distortion, but like jumping in full 100% too soon after you've been sick. Just do some of these things to just really test the boundaries and parameters and test that everything is back on track. Do not freak out if after being sick, your brain, your body, everything is feeling really good, but your voice isn't quite with you yet. Just take the time. That it takes a while for the inflammation to go. So let's start here. We're going to do some just very gentle slides. You can match and follow me if you want, or you can pick anywhere that is comfortable. The key here is everything feels comfortable. If you feel scratching, if things start to get real phlegmy real quick, if you feel tension, anything other than awesome, just take a step back and really relax things. Okay, so we're just going to do some slides. At this point, check in with your tongue. Make sure that your tongue is staying nice and relaxed. If you can kind of touch your bottom teeth with your tongue just to make sure it's not pulling all the way back. Keep everything nice and relaxed. Now I don't feel tension. I don't feel anything sore. I just feel that my voice is not like where I'd like it to be up in those higher areas. So I'm going to play around up there for a little bit longer. Join me if you wish. Otherwise, pick areas of your range that you feel you want to dig into and work on. So I can feel the tone is already getting quite brassy up at the top too, and I'm not the biggest fan of that sound for my voice quite so early in my range. Like it's fine if I'm really kind of high and it does go a bit brassy sounding, but I kind of would like that tone to thicken up a bit. So again, I'm going to spend a little more time working here. I'm just playing with patterns, climbing and descending. Just again, flexibility and movement. Now, I feel like I don't have too much water in here. If I had more water, there would be a bit more back pressure. So I'm going to go and increase the back pressure by just using my thumb here. And then I can really manage how much air is escaping and how much I'm letting release. So I'm just going to do a slide with some revs at the top. So I'm going to... Now I'm going to do that again. When I say again, I don't necessarily have a strict pattern that I can repeat, but I'm going to repeat the same thing, ascending, and really thinking about those slides on the way back down. I can feel also that I'm thirsty. Hydration is key. Now I'm thinking back, how much have I drank today? And not enough, because this, I think, was my only water bottle so far today. And I'm not going to tell you what time is. This is not enough hydration for me today. There's been a lot of caffeine. So yes, lots more hydration on the cards for me today. So now I'm going to just do some lip roll revs. Already things are feeling a little bit more loose and a little bit more flexible. So we'll do some lip rolls. So that's the lip roll there. So now let's try some hums. I don't like that one. There's disconnection there, so I'm going to try that again. I have my piano in front of me right now, but I don't, because I'd like to know what that note is. I'm going to do that one again. So that's showing me there's a little bit of disconnection there. The chord coordination is a little off for what I'm used to there. Let's go back to here. It feels a lot better. So that's kind of an example of what I encourage you to do. If you're going through your range, things aren't connecting and coordinating the way that you want them to, go back through different exercises. Revert to the water and the straw whenever you're like, this is real questionable. This is not how I want it. Then the thumb and the cheeks to kind of test it out a little bit further. Lip rolls and humming. It's still not, I don't have 100% where I want it to be here. Now, if I drop my jaw, that is much more how I'd like it. So I've got to work on that balance of like a little bit more of that pressure with a hum versus with my tongue up, like the NG shape. Yeah, the stability is not how I want it there at all. So I'm going to save you from being bored out of your mind and me repeating this note at you, but you get the picture. So if you have a part in your range that is not behaving as you want it to, go back. Now you can play around using your tongue kind of like an NG with the hum. Drop the tongue. Let it fill your mouth. Now I'm kind of feeling it's where I want it to be. It's feeling a lot better. Still super dehydrated. That is my own fault. I need to get on top of that today. And like, if I get on top of that like right now, I'll be back on track tomorrow. If I had a gig tonight, I probably would have screwed myself over a little bit, because this time of day is not the time to be catching up with hydration. You want to start that in the morning. So bad Emma, more hydration. And same goes for you if you're living on coffee and tea and all of that stuff. People are always with bad voices and messaging me, I'm drinking loads of tea. Please be careful with the tea, because tea is also a diuretic. So you want to make sure it's caffeine free and that you're really balancing it with a lot of water as well. Tea can make you pee as much as, water, but at least with water, you're going to retain a lot more. And even if you have some Celtic sea salt, a tiny little pinch will turn your regular tap water into more of an electrolyte situation, so that the cells actually absorb the water a lot more than it just passing through and flushing. So yes, a little bit of Celtic sea salt. You shouldn't taste it. It shouldn't be salty. You don't want salty water, but you do want just a tiny little flake or two in your water. Will help the cells absorb the water and hydration into your body more so than just flushing straight water through your system. So hopefully that is a little bit helpful for you today. If I know massages, chiropractor can be very expensive if you don't have benefits or coverage. But if it is available to you, I highly recommend taking advantage of it. There's nothing more frustrating than talking with people and be like, oh, I've got $1,500 worth of massages and I never use them. And it's like, oh my gosh. Your body is your instrument. Please take care of your whole body when you're thinking about getting the best from your voice. So if your shoulders are relaxed, if your shoulders are loose, if your muscles and everything is moving, if you have flexibility, if you have movement, everything is going to work so much better than things tensing up and tightening around your throat and your neck and everything. So take care of your whole body as your instrument. I find this goes in so much quicker with guitarists who spend time and hours, oiling their fretboards and changing their strings and putting their acoustics in humidified rooms and making sure you have a humidifier in your guitar. Like, people take so much great care of their guitars and then they just do a shot and start singing. It's like, no. Think of your body like you would take the care of your guitar or any other instrument that you play. Like, your body is your instrument. So if you keep that in good shape, you will be set. So yeah, take care and listen to what your muscles and your body are telling you, and just be aware, like, is that showing up in my voice? Like, if you have a shoulder injury or if you have something with your back is really tight or something, just check in and be like, hang on, is this showing up in my voice? Because it's all connected. So make sure you're taking care of yourself. Do your stretches before you do your vocal warm-ups. It doesn't have to be like half an hour at the gym. Just make sure that you're doing some stretches on your shoulders, opening all of this up, like getting your range of motion as much as you can throughout your body. Your hip flexors, all of that holds tension that can play out with your vocal ability as well. So think of the body as a whole. We are going to dig deeper into this with Mindy, who I mentioned right at the very beginning of this. So my virtual retreat is June, I'm going to say 12th. I will put the links to the show notes. Mindy is going to be one of our guest coaches. She's going to be talking all about the body-voice connection and a lot of this stuff in a far more eloquent manner, I am sure. And you can join the virtual workshop. I'll put the links in the show notes. It's a full week. There's going to be masterclasses every day from award-winning platinum selling artists, as well as people like Mindy and entertainment lawyers, all that kind of thing. So if you are launching your career in the music business, this is going to be so valuable for you from a voice care perspective, a legal perspective, a performance perspective, songwriting, all of that stuff. I'll put the links in the show notes. And I did just have a sneaky little spot open up for the in-person retreat too. So the virtual workshops take place the week before the in-person retreat in Invermere, British Columbia, Canada. So that's kind of like a VIP add-on where there's going to be 12 artists working one-on-one with Grammy-nominated songwriters and collaborating, co-writing and doing all kinds of great stuff out in the mountains here in Canada. So again, links in the show notes, check it all out. But in the meantime, do take care of your voice. If it is accessible to you, please explore, go get a massage and see how it feels, the difference before and after a massage, how that feels on your voice, because I bet you'll be able to feel a huge difference. I'm excited to hear how that goes. Otherwise, yeah, do your stretches, take care of yourself, hydrate, and I will see you again very soon. Take care. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. If you enjoyed it, please like, share, subscribe. It helps other listeners just like you discover the show. Also, I'd love you to follow along on social media. It's Rockit Vocal Studios. That's ROCKIT Vocal Studios. If you have any questions at all, I am here for you and your voice. Email me, emma@rockitvocalstudios.com. Would love to chat. If you ever want a session, if you want to nerd out about the voice, I am here for you. Thank you so much for listening and have a great day. We'll see you next time.